Does anyone have any issues with item 10, or do you think we can just pop that through? Are you?
I just.
Do you have a
Thank you.
Do you have a question, Councillor Scandrett, on
Yeah.
item 10?
Yeah.
Is it a...
It's just how high. So the space that we are selling, and I just remember in LA there was an issue with a building sold or bought airspace off the authorities, and then they on-sold it, but they kept but they owned the airspace separately because there was no limit to its height. And then when the new owners went to do things, suddenly they were restricted because the old owners still owned the airspace and sold it back to them because they were totally restricted.
So the question is the height restriction?
What is the cube of space that we are talking? Is it to the top of the building, or what is it?
It's limited in height.
Yep.
So it's just it's above the first or second floor up to the top of the building. And then it'll be amalgamated into their title,
Yep.
which they will then strata title up.
So we don't have to worry about it again, but it's limited
Thank
to.
you.
Yep, cool, that's fine.
Councillor Johansson?
Thank you. Appreciate the report. Just in 413, I'm just trying to understand how construction has already commenced without getting approval to actually build in the airspace.
Yes, not an ideal situation. The conversations around this evolved over a period of about 8 months. And originally the developers and some council staff thought it might be able to be facilitated through a licence. But as I've just explained then about the structure of the title ownership, that was not going to be possible. So the developers commenced with an expectation they were going to be able to use the space under a slightly different scenario than has evolved now.
Just to be clear, did council staff ever give permission for this space to be constructed on?
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
Are we gonna...
under a different mechanism and different expectation, and under what they thought under what they had a delegated authority for.
Right. So
But as it transpired in the conversation with lawyers and developers, that mechanism, a licence, was not appropriate.
Right.
And that's caused
And
the
this is a
delays.
result.
have we got an internal review around how that happened so that it doesn't happen again? Because it seems pretty fundamental.
Can you address that issue in the future?
Yes, we have, and I just addressed that last week. It's just a matter of joining people up. We have another development that's been presented with exactly the same scenario last week, and we've joined up our planning people, transport people and property people.
All right, can I have a mover for this, Councillor Kewen and Councillor Scandrett? Have you got a question? Oh, sorry, you moved it already. Councillor Kewen seconded it. Is there any debate? Although, Councillor Kewen?
Yeah, just quickly, unlike Yanni, I don't have concerns over this. In fact, I'd be encouraging as much of this and even using it as a tool in areas where we want high-rise development. If you want growth in like the shops in Papanui, and it's a great way to get a free feet as well over the footpath to protect people from the rain and the sun. It's a win-win-win. And if you do it in particular areas where you want outcomes, it's an extra tool that they can get some extra airspace or floor space using an area that, we don't need. We don't use, and in fact we leave people exposed to the weather, and when we could be protecting them with a deal like this, which is fantastic. It's great all round. So in the right place, great.
All right, so I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
That's carried. Thank you. Right, so we have to break for lunch now at 1:07. We've got the 3 reports remaining when we get back. I'm sorry, I did think we might get there by lunchtime, but the lap did take quite a long time, and fair enough, we get to get that right. So we'll come back at 2:10. Is that okay?